and welcome to Add More Zest. My name's Rebecca and it is a big project day time. So I'm working on Mini Beautiful Light by Adele Sessler, classed as a mini because they do a bigger one. It is 15 colours and it will turn out to be 46 by 82 centimetres, which anybody that diamond paints will know is not what we'd call mini. But it's still going to be fun. So let's get my chart up, get Mini Beautiful Light up and ready so I can see where we are up to for today. We're going to fit in, get in the gap. We have a lot of black, which is the story for this painting, really, is it not? We always end up with a lot of black, so let's see how close I can get. Let's not cut off. Kim can't mark my work if I chop it up. But yeah, I hope everybody is having an amazing week so far. Always good to have a good week if we can. We have not long got back from spending sort of a long weekend with my brother and a few of his friends and their families. So he's got sort of a big house in the lakes. It's not my brother's, sorry, it's his boss's house in the lakes. But he had permission to have that house for a week, and different people are going and visiting and stuff. So we were there for a few days, had a really, really nice time. And yeah, still very, very disorganised. We got back early, well not early, mid-afternoon Monday. Completely wiped out. We did take Luna with us, though we took a smaller crate with us. She sleeps in a very big crate at night. We took a smaller crate with us for her to travel in the car, and then the idea is she would sleep in there at night. And it's a perfect size for her. It's not too small for her, but she can't stretch out the same way she can in her big one. And she would not settle the first night. So she ended up on the bed with hubby. So the second night she slept a lot better because we just didn't bother putting her in the crate at all. She just slept with hubby straight up. But yeah, we had a really, really nice time. But of course, it's busy. You're around other people, chatting, you know, going out for trips and whatever else. So we did a couple of bits when we got home yesterday, but probably not as much as we should have done. Hubby's back in work today. So yeah, everything's just a bit up in the air, and I need to just get things back in their final living spaces. Back in their homes is what I need to do. Oh, just trying to grab a trash tray because I've got some holy drills. But yeah, we had a really, really nice weekend. It was great fun. Introduced a couple more people to diamond painting, even had the kids joining in. Luckily Megan and Caris travelled up a little bit later than us, so after they'd seen, I took my Paint Gem alphabet set. It's always the set I grab at the moment when going away because it all fits into a small case. I'd show you the case, but I've not put it away yet. So yeah, it all fits into a small case and it's just easy and small to pack. And if I don't get to do any, that's fine. And if I do get to do some, that's great. And it's just a lot more relaxed that way. And yeah, all the kids started colouring and then the adults joined in, and then the kids left and went playing in the garden. So the adults were left colouring on the table. So it became the perfect opportunity for me to grab out my diamond painting and do a bit of that. And yes, one of the ladies was very much interested. She was thinking about it anyway as something to do. So they did one of my alphabet letters, and then I got to phone Megan and get her to bring some things up for them. And yeah, it was really good fun. And there was, say, a couple of the kids had a go. One of the children absolutely loved it, right up his street. So he spent a while getting his project done. So yeah, got a couple more people very much hooked onto diamond painting, which is always good. And yeah, went out for some little day trips, some little mooches around, and yeah, fun had by all, which is always good. So yeah, I hope your week has been as good. I'm filming this on the Tuesday, so it's not like I'm filming this on the Thursday and I've had plenty of days to unpack and been too lazy. Don't get me wrong, I've been lazier than I should have been with unpacking. But I'm planning on just blasting through the house later and getting it all sorted and where it needs to go. It's always easier to pack than unpack, in my opinion. I don't know why. I just feel as though, yeah, you just end up with bits from different areas of the house. And of course, some bits have been unpacked already. Toiletries and stuff has been grabbed. But then it's the sorting out, you know, what clothes need to go back in the wardrobe, what clothes need to go in the wash, doing the said wash, and then all the other bits and pieces, the charger you pinch from here, the charger you pinch from there. It's all fun. It's all fun and games. I also did come back to a lovely parcel from Trudy, which is quite apt because it's actually the first comment that I come to. First comment due to be read. So she said she sent me a parcel today, which she sent a few days ago, and it arrived just before the girls left. Plus my son was at home, so it arrived while we were away. But she said she doesn't think that I got the one that she sent last year. And at first I'm thinking, did I not? But looking at what she sent me, I'm not sure if it is Trudy that sent me a big parcel with lots of Lego bits in and stuff last year, and I'm sure I mentioned it. So if that was you, Trudy, sent a few different Lego sets and a few different bits and pieces to do, I did get that, and I'm sure I mentioned it, thanked you and all the rest of it. Huge apologies if I didn't. Very greatly appreciated. I have done the odd Lego set throughout the year. I also did some with my nephews. We took a couple of gorgeous little sets. I took a couple of sets a few months ago when we had them for the weekend. We took a few Lego sets and we had a full-on Lego night, sat around the kitchen table, and the boys absolutely loved it. I took one of my sort of gift of the month things from Lego, but I think I also took one of the ones that was in a parcel from Trudy. So yeah, huge apologies if I have not made a big enough deal of my thank you, because it was very greatly appreciated if that was from you. If not, if it wasn't that, I'm lost. But Trudy has she sent the most gorgeous pop-up card, which is absolutely beautiful. with a lovely message, which will be going in my little Zesty mailbox. But then she sent a load of different things. So we've got a little ice cream maker, which I'm well looking forward to do, a little flower pot. There's another sort of set of flowers that are on sticks. Love these because they look like wildflowers. Looking forward to doing that one. We've got a puzzle, which I'm all for puzzles. In fact, I did actually pick one up in the lakes as well. We've got a London bus, which I'm looking forward to doing, and I think this one's going to go up on my shelf. I think it will fit on my shelf above my craft desk. There's also a palace, like a Chinese palace, and then there is also a Disney castle, but Megan pinched that one. So these ones aren't actually Lego, but they are like smaller versions, similar to Lego, and yeah, they look very, very exciting to build. So they will give me nice little pockets of treat things to do over the coming months. So hugely appreciated, Trudy. Thank you so much. It's always great when I fancy doing a little bit of something different, but I'm not quite sure what. That's when I pull out the sets, and that's when I've been pulling out the little Lego sets that I got earlier on last year. I'm pretty sure it was early on in the year. Maybe about this time last year. So yeah, huge apologies, Trudy, if I have not thanked you enough. I thought I'd replied to an email as well to say thank you. But yeah, big apologies if not. That is completely on me, and goodness knows why, because it was definitely greatly appreciated. Cat Lady, she says, have a great weekend with your family. She said, if it's Cumbria, oh, sorry, just checking. Have I actually, hang on. I'm getting confused now as to how many I've gone up. 1, 2, 3, that's right. So why have I ended up putting one extra on the end of here? So 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 5. I've put one extra on the end of each row. So now I have too many. Right, bear with me. I will be back with you, Cat Lady, once I remove the extras from each of these rows. This is probably one of the ones where that number on the end of Ever Moment has confused me. The number on the end of the row, I've probably counted after the number rather than before. Did you pick that up, Kim? Anyway, always makes me chuckle. So she said, have a great weekend with your family. She said, if it's Cumbria, she says, we are expecting sunshine and clouds, but dry. Yes, it was in Cumbria. We were actually in Windermere. It's where we were in the lakes. It was clear, there was no rain, which was great because the kids loved playing outside. We had a fire pit one night. But the day we were leaving, it did snow. Now, when I say snow, it was the most feeble flakes of snow known to man. They were so tiny. I don't know whether they got any worse as the day went on. I don't think so. I don't think, like, you know, they got a full blanket covering or anything. But yeah, there were a few very, very feeble, tiny flakes of snow on the day we left. Just nippy, just cold, which you expect in February. Just a biting cold wind. But still an amazing time, and a lot of the fun time was had playing games, you know, just being around each other. It wasn't so much all about the trips out as such. It was just the together time, which was great. Right, I'm just going to take this glue dot out and managed to pull the tip out my pen as well. It's just lost its sticky just a little bit, probably due to the pen not being used for a while. So just take the glue dot out and pop it back in. All Things Crafty by Kaz. She says, hi Rebecca. She says she hopes all is well with me and the family, which it is, thank you. She says she got some great news. Woohoo! We like happy news. She says her mum came home from hospital last night and has a carer coming in 4 times a week. Oh, perfect news. I bet she'll be so much happier and settled being in her own home. And just, yeah, being able to, yes, be in her own space. It's amazing. Like, I've loved being away, but then at the same point, I absolutely love it when I get to come home. I love it even more once I've tidied up and straightened everything away. But yeah, I love being at home. Grey Legrand, she says, quick question. She says, P.S. Hi Rebecca and Zesties. She says, would you consider doing a video, she said, showing us where the trays are printed and all the printers, filament, etc. I already have a video on that. So I have a video on the Add More Zest shop tour. So showing you the space when it was all set up. It's changed a little bit. We've managed to add a little bit more furniture and stuff in, but it's in general, the printers and the filament haven't moved. The printers and the filament are all in the same space. So yeah, so I do already have a video on that. If you look under, it's either on my website under like craft room spaces. It's also on YouTube under the same thing, sort of craft room organisational spaces type playlist, and it'll be right near the sort of latest ones, because I think the only one that I've put up since is my before of my craft room, the organisation I'm doing this year. So there is already a shop one up there. Trudy also says, she says she is right-handed. She says, but she eats with her knife and fork like a lefty. She says 3 of my kids do too. It's amazing how we pass those little traits on to the kiddies, and quite often not necessarily knowing or on purpose. They just copy us, don't they? They just copy how we eat, etc. She says she also used to knit left-handed. She said she had to retrain to do it right-handed. She says, but she still holds the yarn different. Good. We're all different, Trudy. You just show it in a different way, which makes us all different, which is good. Sounds like you're a little bit ambidextrous in the fact that you can do it in the left-handed way rather than the right-handed way, if that should even be such a thing. I think you should do it in the way that's right for you. Doroby Punk, she says, thank you for keeping me company. She says, while diamond painting. You are more than welcome. Keeps me company while I'm diamond painting too. Oh, need to make sure I cross off each line, otherwise I'm going to end up making a mistake like before. She says, happy dotting to all the Zesties. Yes, Whether you're diamond painting now or whether you're doing something different, I just hope that you're having fun with it. It's actually quite a fresh day today. I'd say it's a little bit nippy, but it's a nice, sunny, bright kind of day today, albeit cold. So I may have to, we don't open the blinds, all the blinds in the conservatory very often, because we just get so much light through the roof. It's not necessarily needed to to put the effort in to open all the blinds and lean over all the furniture when the room is light and bright all day because of the roof. But I think I might open all said blinds today and go for the extra bright and fresh, seeing the outside, and see if that spurs me on to get all, you know, the unpacking done and get the dishwasher emptied from last night, and yeah, just have a sort of pottering kind of clean up moment once I've finished this section. And then I've actually got my nails booked in for tonight, so I'll have to squeeze in doing another section of my Heaven and Earth design maybe tomorrow, because I have been keeping up with doing another section, trying to get another section done before putting it away until the next whip and waffle. Oh, hang on. Try not to tick the box on the outside. That will confuse me the next time I go to do the next section if I've already ticked some stuff off. I actually did it last week and I had to go and untick it to stop confusing myself. What we do in the craft haul, she says she loves the new thumbnail designs. Thank you. I've been tinkering with stuff, probably distracting myself from something that was a bit more complicated to do. But no, I had to move, or I decided to move. I didn't have to move. I decided to move software types for my thumbnails because there wasn't enough customization to use our own fonts in the software that I was using without paying, which I am not against paying for software features when they work. However, I already pay for a different software type that has a feature that you can create thumbnails in as well, and I don't see the point in paying one company for something that you use and they give you a package that includes something that does thumbnails, but then paying another company for the ability to do what you want with your thumbnails, but then give you a load of other stuff you're not going to use. I prefer to pay for the one that I need to pay for anyway for other features, and then just learn how to use it to do my thumbnails. So I was transferring, I messed about with designs, and then I decided to transfer what I already had and just expanded on it a little bit, because I like things that are different. It's the way my brain works. So yeah, I had a mess about and transferred designs over. So yeah, that'll probably be the thumbnail for a while, until I fancy another refresh. But yeah, it's very weird changing the software that I'm using, because I use the other software for so long, and it's great at importing your logo and the colours that you know, your company colours and all that sort of stuff. It's great. It just wants you to pay to use a company font, rather than just letting you do it. And yeah, I don't like to be spending on things I don't need to. So I've just moved over to another software, which, as I say, probably took me far too long than it needed to, but I had fun. Okay, let me get the rest of this black done. We still only have just over 20,000 black diamonds to place. Is it 20,000? Yeah. Just over 20,000 black diamonds to still place. It'll keep us busy for a while, will it not? She also says, she hopes I'm well, and she had a dream. She says that her Add More Zest trays were stolen. She says she may be too addicted. I don't know if you can call that a dream. I think I'd call that a nightmare rather than a dream. I love being able to pick a different tray each time I'm diamond painting, different colour. Yeah, I love being able to mix it all up. I may have periods of time where I'm drawn to certain trays, but yeah, I definitely love being able to mix it up at times whenever the mood takes me. Gloria, she says, hi Rebecca. She says, where and how, she says, do you suggest to keep the canvases when you're doing 2 or 3 paintings at a time? She says, thank you so much. Yeah, a lot of that can depend on the type of canvases that you're doing, I will just say. So if I'm doing 30 by 40s, for example, I tend to store them flat, and I do keep storing them flat even if I'm working on them at the same time as others. So for small ones, for small 30 by 40s, trouser hangers are great, because then you can hang them up on some wall space in a closet, in a wardrobe, you know, somewhere like that. Or for me, because I do have the craft room, albeit it being small, they do get hung up on a hook in the craft room if I need them out of my way. Quite often, and at the moment, my small mama and baby fox is just on my easel, and it either stays on this desk, my filming desk, or if I need the filming desk, I move it onto my drafting table and move my current piece of work out the way. But I have been known to hang them up on trouser hangers if I need my easel for a different painting, or if I've got my drafting table tilted up and therefore I can't sit the whole easel on it and I need to fold it up, then I will hang up. I'll hang up my 30 by 40s. For all the others, if they are not, well, no, for my Paint Gem minis, I always make sure that they are either stored in the case or in my little drawers from Art Dot. I was trying to think where they were from then. So I've got my little stacking drawers from Art Dot, and I have taken all the bottles out of one of the drawers, and that's where my Paint Gem minis go, and they sit in there all the time. Like, they're always tucked out the way. My Alphabet Paint Gem minis are just stored in the Paint Gem mini case, and they're kept in there. For my big ones, if they're not being worked on at the moment, or maybe they are a weekly kind of thing, so like this Heaven and Earth design, this will come out for my whip and waffle. I then keep it out until I've done a second section, because that's been my goal for this year is to make sure I do an additional section each week, so that the project doesn't drag on for too long. And then I roll it up. And that's what I do with most of mine. So I actually have, the blog post will have gone up. So I've recently done, in fact the blog post is already up, even as I'm filming this, sorry. It's the one before my bookcases that went up. As you're watching this, my bookcases went up yesterday, but my diamond paintings one went up before. I have a bamboo type box. It's a box that will fit in a kallax, but I don't use it in a kallax anymore. So it's from IKEA, and it just holds the boxes for any painting that is currently being worked on. So it currently has a box for Megan's painting, Megan's Diamond Art Club painting. It has the tube that this canvas came in from Evermoment. It also has my floral chart to art box, because I have kitted that up and have been working on that one. So with this Heaven and Earth design, say I will do today's section, I will leave it on my desk until I've done my second section. Just make sure I don't forget. That's just to stop my brain forgetting. It's in the way until it's been done. And then I will roll it up and put it in the box. For this one at the moment, I don't need to roll it around a piece of pipe lagging, but some of them I do. It's another reason I only do the 2 levels of cover paper and don't put cover paper on the whole thing, because with 2 lots of cover paper I can still roll it up, and it doesn't cause a problem. But yeah, I store them all in their original boxes, rolled around a piece of pipe lagging if needed, or they're out on my desk. So at the moment floral is out on my desk, on my drafting table, because that's the one I'm working on constantly. I just moved it aside a little bit to pop my easel on there. So yeah, rolled up or trouser hangers, which is pretty much the way they're stored when they're not done as well. So I use trouser hangers to store all my 30 by 40 paintings that I have yet to do, and I keep anything bigger in its original box. The only difference is I store those boxes, or I use a different trouser hanger. I just store them in a different place, so I know where my in progress paintings are, if I ever need to grab them. But yeah, just the original box, nothing fancy. If you are somebody that prefers them to be flat, stay flat, then an art folder would possibly be a good thing that you could slide under a couch or under a bed, to keep them flat. That would possibly be a good idea as well. I know some people use trouser hangers even for the big paintings. If you have a spare closet or wardrobe to put things in, you could just hang them up and put them, as say, in a spare closet or in a wardrobe or something out the way. Something that won't get trashed by the rest of the household being in and out of it constantly is always a good idea. But yeah, sort of go for what suits you really. If you've got a painting that you've hardly worked on, and you're about to work on another one, sometimes you can get away with just placing it on top of the other one. Depends how many diamonds have been placed down. But yeah, it's a matter of finding what works for you more than anything else. What works for you, your situation and your space, and that can vary. Oh. I thought then that I'd missed out a diamond, but it's not. It's just because the colour is ever so faintly. It's very close a colour to this one. Okay. Now we go on to the white. Not as quite as much white to do as black, but still a lot. Lady Dax, she says she is also a coffee drinker. She says when the kitchen refit was done, she says she got herself a new old-fashioned filter coffee machine. She says, but she also has some coffee bags too. I love it when you get a new kitchen or something like that and you can treat yourself to just like the likes of a coffee machine that you've potentially been wanting for years, but for some reason a new kitchen spurs you on to treat yourself more than you would have done otherwise. It's always good. She says she finally finished Under the Stairs from Diamond Art Club. She said it's gorgeous. She says so today she's starting the Mermaid House from Diamond Art Studio. Oh, I love that one. That's the one with the black and white outline, isn't it? I absolutely love, as much as 310 can be a pain in the flipping booty, I love doing a painting that is got a background or outlines, sorry, that's the word. Not a background of 310. I'm not, I'm not against doing this because I only do small sections. But it's not my favourite to do lots of 310. It's my favourite to do outlines of 310 and then fill the outlines in. I always do my 310 first. It's like Hannah Lynn paintings as well. And a lot of Mandy Manzano, is that how you say it? A lot of her artwork is also black outlines and then you fill it in. And they're some of my favourite paintings to do for the process. I have done one or two Hannah Lynn. I'm not drawn to like cartoon people in paintings a lot. Some attract my attention, but it's not like I like all of them. But the process of working on one of those paintings with the black outlines is joyous to me. I have one of the other ones from Diamond Art Studio. Where is it? It's in here somewhere. It's probably a taller one at the back. I think it's the other house one. Yeah, I can't quite see. It is a tall box, so it is right on the back row, which means it's a little bit too dark under there for me to see the name of it. But I think it might just be the fairy house rather than the mermaid house. But yeah, I love those ones. You can have such fun with that. She says she hopes that I have a lovely weekend away with family, which I did. Thank you. Melissa, she says, hello, Rebecca and Zesties. She says you were discussing meat pies and pasties in this video. She says, and she was curious. She says, how are your pasties made? She says she used to live in Michigan and she is of Polish descent. She says in Michigan, pasties are made with shaved potatoes and either carrots or rutabagas and a mix of chopped beef and pork inside a small round pie crust folded in half with a pat of butter inside. She says often served with either brown gravy or just ketchup. She also says, what is chicken salt? So chicken salt, I don't even know how to describe it. It is a flavouring, it is Australian, it is absolutely amazing. If you can find some on Amazon at a reasonable price, get yourself some and try it on either, plain chicken, or even just chips. Try it on those and see what you think, because it is divine. Pasties, ours are made the same way. Pasties as in the flat and then folded over in half, crimped around the side. Pasties can have loads of different things in, so quite often it's pieces of meat, potato, potentially carrots, sort of in a gravy in itself. And then you can either have it with gravy or ketchup or brown sauce. Yeah, that's sort of more personal preference as to which one you have it with. And then pies are more like a base, and then you stuff inside, and then a top to it. And I mean, some pasties even are cheese and onion with a cream sauce. Chicken and mushroom go in pasties. Some pasties, the ones I'm thinking of, cheese and onion and stuff, are more a piece of pastry folded, so they're not so much round. They end up being more flat. They're from Greg's the Baker's is what I'm thinking of. They do some that are cheese and beans in a pasty. It's amazing what you can put in them. Absolutely loads and loads of different stuff for every taste. And yeah, they're just amazing. They're just funky. Right, we are done with today's section. Looks like we are still on, yeah, we're still on the birds. So we've sort of done the part of her bird, which looks like I might be getting the beginning of her head on the next section. We move it across. So yeah, if I go to the black, which is what I'll work on first, that's the outline round her head. And then I'll actually be starting to do the top of her head. About there is the row we're on. So we've still got quite a bit to do. Quite a lot of black in the beginning, and it looks like it whittles down a little bit the further we go. But it is looking mighty fine. Do keep messing with diamonds because I can't help myself. They don't really need straightening up, but I'm straightening them up anyway. Yeah. So yeah, join me next Thursday when I'll be over here completing another section. Hopefully I'll get this one done. But thank you all so much for your comments and questions, etc. so far. I will continue with them on Sunday's Whip and Waffle, get more questions and things answered. But yeah, do feel free to leave your comments below. I got all caught up last Sunday, so the amount of comments and questions will potentially dictate how long my Sunday Whip and Waffles are. See how many comments and questions I have on the day I go to film. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll speak to you all again soon.